Kim here with Like Tesla, and we have some visitors visiting from Washington State right now. We have Gabby.
Hi, Gabby.
And her husband, Ian. And they are actually the people that first got us into Tesla. So if it wasn't for them, we might not even have our car.
They're Tesla-holics too. They are. They're early, very early investors. They actually invested in Tesla way back in 2011, before the Model S was even out, way before I ever even heard of the company. So they were believers from the get-go. And they're with us this week.
Yeah, we're about to go get coffee and have a little Tesla talk.
Yeah, how's your sweet tea? Your semi-sweet tea, right?
It's perfect. It's exactly what I want when I'm in Georgia. The only problem is I'm guessing these are compostable straws, which it's managed to crack and collapse on me.
I noticed you're analyzing your straws. I know.
Well, when you own a restaurant and you buy all of the little things for it, you start to analyze every napkin and every straw. So I noticed when I was getting it out that I felt a pop, and I went, oh, that feels like a compostable straw, and now it has collapsed on me. So I was very careful with this one.
Look at this, our food's here. Just about everyone ordered the blackened chicken burger. It's an incredible burger here.
But this is the gluten-free version.
Yeah. Kim and Gabby are all gluten-free, so they have their food lined up there.
Gluten-free fried okra.
Look at this, fried okra.
Iced tea, fried okra. I think I'm doing it right.
You can't be any more southern. Ian's never been to the South, so he's a big fan of history, and the South has plenty of it, and some southern.
A big fan of food.
Big fan of food, yes. Sitting here in the second row, looking pretty unique view when you sit here in the second row and look up at the big sky windshield. Not often I get to sit back here and see this vantage point, but my friend Ian is driving the Model X for the first time. Ian is also a Leaf owner, so he knows EVs well, and he was talking about a couple major differences right away he was feeling. Ian, tell us what you were saying about the brakes.
Yeah, the regen is way stronger. The regenerative braking is way stronger. It's pretty amazing to basically, if you don't have to come to a complete stop, to never ever need to even touch that pedal whatsoever. It definitely takes some getting used to. Your foot naturally kind of goes over to it to do something, but then all of a sudden you realize you don't need to.
Yeah, it really is. It's something that a lot of people, just everyone pretty much, notices it right away, and it just grows on you instantly. And the regen with this versus the Model S is actually a little more aggressive. So if you're going from an S to an X, you'll actually notice that difference. And you can turn off the regen or reduce it at least, so it's not as aggressive, but you really come to enjoy the one-pedal driving.
You get used to it really fast, because if you go back and you watch my test drive of the X video, that was the first thing that I kept commenting on.
Yeah.
And now I'm so used to it, I don't even notice.
And I'm used to some regenerative braking in the Leaf. I love driving it in like the brake mode that you can have that is like a stronger regen.
Yeah.
But this is much stronger.
Yeah. And you think with a car that weighs over 6,000 pounds, it really saves your brakes to not have to utilize them, and it slows you down. Actually, regen brings you down to 4 miles per hour.
Probably good right here in the school zone.
Yeah, exactly. And you were asking Ian if the brake lights engage when you take your foot off the accelerator.
It was startling enough to take my foot off the accelerator and really have the regen kick in that I found myself looking in the rearview mirror to make sure the guy behind me wasn't catching up too fast.
Yeah.
So I asked if it turns on the brake lights.
Yeah, and it does. So yeah, and it varies. The aggressive nature of regenerative braking actually changes based on the speed you're traveling. So if you're on the highway and you lift your foot off the accelerator, it's not going to pound on the brakes or slow you down as aggressively as it does when you're going 30 and let go. Kim's grabbing some food. We're going to take the kids over to the park around the corner here and have a little bit of food. And we're in Roswell, Georgia. We've got our history tour.
Pamphlets.
Yeah, we're lined up here.
Finish my sandwich.
And we're going to get to see a very unique perspective of a town that was founded back in the 1840s and structures dating back to the 1840s as well. So it'd be very interesting to go and check out some of the sightseeing around here. And it's a beautiful early autumn day as well. Really temps down into the 70s Fahrenheit.
You can actually be outside without sweating for once.
What are you doing over there?
Myrtle has a kind of a rosemary smell, so I was just checking it out.
So we're at the Roswell Square Park. I believe that's what the name of this park is, and some interesting history here, right, Ian?
Definitely, yeah. Teddy Roosevelt came into this square here and apparently gave a speech to the citizens, and I think it said like 1907, and addressed the community.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know if there's things that have happened here that happened before people even made it to the West Coast.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, you can tell Ian loves his history. Private residence right here now, but this is the
Roswell White House.
Yeah, the Roswell White House. This is called the Dolvin House. It's actually formerly the home of Emily Dolvin, who was President Jimmy Carter's aunt, who lived here, and President Carter, before he was president, actually worked out of that home.
There's actually some ghost sightings in this one. I remember from a ghost tour here a few years ago that one of the windows out there, sometimes you'll see, I think it was a young child.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was an old woman. It's usually one of those two, right?
Yeah. Whatever is creepiest. We're at Bullock Hall. This is a property that President Theodore Roosevelt lived in. And oh goodness, it's open.
I think we can do tours.
You can, well, go for it.
Can I see?
It is a national landscape landmark. You want to come in? Yeah. Okay, let me get you guys set up. We have an audio tour going. We'll turn it off. Oh, you're looking for Casper? Yes, it is a haunted building, and there might be Casper in there. I love this old glass panes that have kind of a...
They're like warped. I mean,
yeah.
Like you can tell, the glass is liquid, right?
Yeah. These panes are extremely expensive, I understand, nowadays.
I'll bet.
Oh, we're in. Okay, maybe if we're careful, we can walk around.
I think we're supposed to go check in or something.
I think they're closing just around right now.
Please don't sit. I don't know if this is...
Yeah, this building's 150 years old. We might want to take it easy. Mimosa Hall, circa 1840. It's a private home of John Dunwoody, one of the founders here. And guess what? It's for sale. Sotheby's can let you have it. No, they don't tell you the price, but if you have to ask, you can either get the 9-acre or 30 acres. Pick your choice.
Well, Gabby and I got into the habit of seeing, back when the Model S was just coming out and there weren't really any on the road, so nobody really knew about it at all. Well before it ever won any awards. We would see people driving like $100,000 cars. We would think to ourselves like, wow, you really should have just bought a Tesla. Like, you're wasting your money. And we would see all of these like Jaguars and just all kinds of cars that cost way more money, and we would just literally stop and say, should have bought a Tesla. And now that the X is out, we'll see things, you know, SUVs like Range Rovers and stuff like that, where we'll look at it and we'll just go, should have bought a Tesla. 'Cause now it's even, you know, a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, we're talking about the environmental benefits and the argument that's often made with Teslas or EVs in general, and you had something interesting you were telling me.
Yeah, I just think that people think that you buy an EV because it's environmentally friendly, and I think first of all that at this point it's a pretty weak argument until renewables dominate the energy production, but also it undermines all of the amazing things that go into the technology of an electric vehicle. The reason I think so many people love electric vehicles, and you know, not just Teslas but Leafs as well, one of the reasons we love our Leaf is driving an electric car, having instant torque and having that quiet and all of the things, just the driving experience and the performance. And you can see it now too with the P100D. The performance is outrageous, and so when people say like, oh, I've been thinking about EVs and I really, you know, I like the environmental part, or people say like, oh, I'm not going to get an EV because I don't really think they're that environmentally friendly. I just think that that's such that argument is so low on the totem pole with the technology that's in this car and the performance and the autopilot,
the safety,
all of those other things. Like, those are the reasons to get this car, not to try to be a green person.
Right. But I think I have to say that I do think that even right now, maybe the energy, you know, where it's all coming from overall might not necessarily be 100% green, but it's going into the future.
Yeah, it's certainly
you're
better.
Playing into that, nice. And you're kind of.
Well, I think the grid has cleaned up across the United States since 2011. I saw a statistic that had a 30 or 40% improvement in where the energy was derived from in the last 4 to 5 years. So it's steadily increasing. While obviously, you know, fracturing the earth in the state of Oklahoma is not doing anyone any good. So, you know, that aspect of it, as far as energy generation, is improving over time, every single year.
And on a more kind of like on a really local level, it's nice to be able to pull into your garage and not have toxic fumes being puffed out of of the vehicle too. Little things like that, not having the smell, and it feels nice.
You want to ride your Model X? Let's go drive. Let's go drive. Come on.
Get your car.
Come on, let's go. Look what we got here. The Model X P100D ludicrous mode. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's see.
The front emblem.
I believe those are
Pigeon wing. I'll take the pigeon wings. All right, let's go. Oh, it looks like your battery's fully charged. Let's go. Let's go. Close your pigeon wings. Go, go, go. Are you suffering some range anxiety? Left your charge port open. There you go.
SpaceX Dragon.
Oh yeah. And believe it or not, these were not made for this video. These were marked well before, many moons ago. What is going on here? We're making some strawberry rhubarb pie. Got Chef Ian over here, some wild shrimp.
Peeling some shrimp for some shrimp stock and jambalaya.
My goodness. Cantaloupe City over here.
I know.
There you are. There he is in his Christmas jammies. Couple months early, but you know what? We're all excited. Look at this. You know Ian's owned a restaurant when he's got it all separated like this. In his element over here. Is this the shrimp right here?
This is sausage.
This is sausage, okay.
Getting all the nice, wonderful flavor out of the sausage. We're going to set it aside, then cook shrimp and vegetables in that.
Very nice. And we've got kids' pizza lined up. There goes the rhubarb pie. There's what's left of the shrimp.
Everybody, we are getting ready to go for a hike. We're going to be going up to Amicalola, say that 10 times fast, Falls, and doing a little hike up there. It's the start of the Appalachian Trail, actually. And if we have time and the kids are cooperating, we might even go over and do a little pumpkin patch apple picking again over there. Got a headache and Gabby started massaging my face. I don't even care about anything right now. I don't care if my makeup's getting messed up. It's like the most amazing feel.
Does this feature come with a Model X?
I don't know.
For your Gabbies with Model X's?
Yes, as long as you buy me a Model X too.
How's it going? Oh. There goes that answer. We're about to get out. Yep.
He's happy again.
When the wings go up, things just get better.
He likes doors.
Yes, he does. So check out where we are. We're driving by and we see this sunflower heaven. And we're gonna walk around and explore. As far as the eye can see, there's sunflowers, and we're gonna tour them, take some pictures, get a little break in between this stop and the hike that we have ahead of us.
Yeah.
Mommy, it's gonna be really cool.
Check it out. You can pick out the seed. Nice.
Can you eat it?
Yeah. It's raw, so the skin is a little harder to crack. There's one here. People have had some fun. There. Couple bees getting their pollen on. Oh, this one's a goofy one. Now pull the stalk towards yourself twice in succession. There you go.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you've engaged autopilot.
I felt it. It felt like the steering wheel.
Steering wheel's like, yep, he's like, I'm gonna take it away from me.
So, yeah.
And this is Ian in autopilot mode.
Bizarre sensation. It's one thing with the speed, the steering is really weird to have that out of your control.
Yeah. So you've got 6 car distances and you're set to go to 70, so that lane opened up for a second, so it's sped up, but now it's closed off.
Turn it down to not 70, right?
Little off-roading, no parking spots, so we're on the side of the road here. Went to high suspension mode to get clearance, and we're at Amicalola State Falls. Look at this, dried mangoes, dried pears, or
bananas.
Bananas, nice.
Spicy, or plantains, spicy dried plantains.
Nice. So we're gonna get our little hike underway. Mom gets snacks for the kiddos. Start of the Appalachian Trail, here it is. You can go from here all the way to Mount Cadden in Maine, 2,100 miles away, and the trail starts right here. We're in the top of the falls. You can actually see the car down there. There's the X. Can we summit it from here?
Yeah, right.
Down the mountain here, difficulty strenuous. Kind of parallels the waterfall straight down through 425 steps. Here we are. We've made it. We've made it. You're having a croissant?
A croissant.
I can't do that. Say it again. We need Gabby over here.
The full mouth. Croissant.
Croissant.
It's like, imagine like CWA. Like
I'm just terrible at accents. I can't ever do accents.
Yeah.
I can do it 7.
I just had Gabby teach me how to say I don't understand French.
In French.
And really well.
And so you could just
Je
say
ne
that.
comprends pas le français.
That sounds really good.
I know, right? It sounds good.
Amazing.
It is the extent of my French.
And
Other than croissant.
Coming back from the road trip, we see a little squashed bug. We're gonna put some of this ONR solution and do some waterless touch cleaning on some bugs, since they are highly acidic and they can eat away at your paint. Paint's already been treated to kind of stave off the vast majority of the external forces, but let this sit for about 30 seconds and then wipe it right off. Yeah, not even 30 seconds, maybe 15 seconds later, and it's already kind of dripping away by itself. So very simple, done and done. Shows you the efficiency of these ONR solutions. We're having a little fun here at a local burger joint. So we get our food and then go airport bound. So your 5-day trip, did it scare you, buddy? We popped the frunk? Oh, you reach for it. Because he loves the Tesla logo. He always tries to go play with it.
What happened? How do we open?
But yeah, the 5-day trip has come to an end, and you can just lift it actually. It's already unlatched. And look at this. This is all they needed for 5 days. Frunk, ready equivalent of items. It's a perfect fit to the frunk. You got 2 carry-ons and a small carry-on suitcase type bag, and that is all she wrote.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. So another advantage of driving an electric vehicle is we get home from dropping our friends off, and this guy is sound asleep. And guess what? we can leave the car running and have the air conditioning going. Although the wings are open, it still keeps the cabin a little cooler, but have the air conditioning going and be inside the house right here in an enclosed garage, where obviously you would not want to do that with an internal combustion engine. But a little interesting thing, we use that feature actually quite a bit, of letting them finish their naps in the car while leaving the doors open like that, with the car running, and it seems to work very well.